Hey guys, so Lord here, back again with another action figure review, and today we'll be taking a look at the DC Multiverse Red Platinum Saturn Girl from the Legion of Superheroes, brought to us by the fine folks over at McFarlane Toys, and much like the Aztec that we took a look at yesterday, a local Walmart. As a matter of fact, both my Walmarts had the Supergirl movie display that these figures were, well, displayed in, but unlike some people, I chose not to be a piece of crap and only got one Saturn Girl and one Aztec. I don't know, I like to stand by the Toy Galaxy phrase, leave one for the next collector. I know some people like to be jerk-offs, but not me. Not unless I know somebody who's looking for it anyway. So, with that being said, why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review and take a look-see at all this Barbie girl has to offer in terms of accessories, because she kind of does look like a Barbie girl, I'm not gonna lie. But that's better than looking like a man, like some of the McFarlane females do. She's got a collectible trading card. Standard McFarlane fare there. And a pair of open hands. Now, she actually comes packaged with these open hands, but I swapped the fists on because I like the feasts. But this figure, if I get her off the hockey puck display stand we're using with all McFarlane Toys releases, utilizes the same body as the Flashpoint Superwoman, Supergirl figure. So if you have that figure, I believe the belt's probably new. I don't know about these boot cuffs or these glove cuffs, but she's definitely got some new parts. Is this exposed skin back here? It's very smooth, and so are her upper arms. I don't think so, because this does not. This feels like costume sculpt. So I'm assuming that's what this is back here. Is there a seam line? I hate to get all fresh with her, but I don't see a seam line of any kind, but at any rate, and there's nothing on her legs. There's this seam right here. That's interesting. Oh, it's on the other side too. It's a butt wrinkle. What am I doing? She can't have two of the same thigh. It wouldn't go together. But very nice head sculpt. I mean, yeah, it does look like a Barbie girl, kind of, sort of, but she at least looks pretty. More than I could say for some McFarlane females. And I'm the guy who said that Wonder Woman didn't look like the King of Pop. Or the Prince of Pop, for that matter. But as far as articulation on Saturn Girl goes, her head can rotate side to side. Surprised the ponytail doesn't rotate. We got that with, what's her face? Stephanie Brown, but not with her. But she can rotate, she can tilt side to side. She can look up pretty high, down pretty good. Shoulders pop out all the way around. She does have a beautiful butterfly rotator cap. Bicep swivel works good. Double elbow crunches up nicely. She does have a ball hinge wrist that will hinge, rotate, and swivel, which is nice. She does have torso that'll go back really far. And forward pretty far. All things considered, I'm impressed by that. Same thing with the waist. The waist can also rotate. She can tilt. This has to be one of the better female diaphragm joints on a McFarlane figure. I'm thoroughly impressed by that. Hips can kick out, back down, forward and back. She does have a no. Oh yeah, it moves in a little bit. What about this side? Yeah, she's got a little bit of thigh cut, unlike Aztec, who had zilch. Probably needed it more. She's got double knee. Woo! That was a click and a half. Let me try that again. Can I get that to not do that? Ah, I see where that is. That's on the bottom joint. That's nuts. That was loud. She's got a ball hinge ankle. Move up and down, rotate and pivot. And she does have toe joints that are not the best looking things, but they do work. And they're not floppy loose, but they're not as tight as I would like. But, yeah, she's a decent figure if you are building the Legion of Superheroes like me. Fortunately, my Legion of Superheroes are in storage, but I found a solution for that for size comparison, so don't you worry your pretty little heads. Not as pretty as hers, but still. I just wonder if we're going to get any more Legion of Superheroes characters. Sorry, I had a brain fart. I was trying to get her to stand. But, yeah, I would like a Timberwolf. He was always my favorite. Oh, shocker, Overlord likes the werewolf kid. Yeah, of course. Gotta stay on brand, right? Him, maybe Chameleon Boy. There are a couple others, but I only remember the old TV show and the few characters that showed up in the DCAU and Young Justice. I would like Brainiac 5. That would be kind of cool. Or the Fatal 5. That would be even better, but I'm not holding my breath for that, even though Validus is a giant monster and Mano's a skeleton dude with a bubble head. I think McFarlane would kill it with those, but at any rate, before I go on with my wish list that will never come to fruition any longer, why don't we move right along and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here is good old Saturn Girl alongside the other red platinum figure from this particular wave of DC Multiverse figures, the almighty Aztec, who we did take a look at yesterday, so please check that review out if you haven't already. Really appreciate it if you did. And while I don't have my other Legionnaires from the Legion of Superheroes handy, I do have Jonathan Kent from, is it Future State? Not entirely sure, but he uses the same body as the other Legionnaires. And I must say, if you wanted to make a custom Connor Kent or Connell Kent to go with your Legion of Superheroes, this is probably a very good base body to start with. All you need is a Connor Kent head, which we did get that one a couple years ago that has a few extra heads, one of them being a bit of a smirking head. And then all you need is a cape, which getting a cape on this body, probably easier said than done. It'd have to be like some sort of clip-on thing, or you'd have to Dremel some holes out yourself and super glue it in it. I don't know. I'm not that savvy, but I could do a head swap if I wanted to, and maybe that's what I'll do, because Future State is not anything I'm too particularly attached to. I'd rather have something to go with my Legion of Superheroes. But getting these two out of the way, so we can take a look at our two regulars. Mythic Legion's brother Mandibilith, right there, and the infamous Ultimate Spawn, right there, which if we don't count our ponytail, Spawn doesn't tower, but he is still taller than everyone. So with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, if you've been collecting the Legion of Superheroes characters, Lightning Lad and Cosmic Boy, like yours truly, particularly the Platinums, then good old Saturn Girl here is a must-have. However, if you haven't been doing that, then this is an easy pass, unless you like female superhero characters, I guess. And while I would love to see a Timberwolf and a Chameleon Boy to go with these guys, I don't think we'll see that before this line is over. But, hey, at least we got a few members from this team. That's better than the Fatal 5, which has a whopping 0. So much for Mano and a Validus Mega Fig, I guess. Well, that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review. And until next time, catch you guys later.